Welcome to the second episode of this podcast, Creative Fuel for Underdogs. And that whole title, Creative Fuel for Underdogs, was selected by my wonderful husband. And we had lots of titles because we're all about brainstorming and creativity. And he felt it really spoke to, we all have an underdog inside of us. And it's the whole ability to, and whether you're an athlete or an artist or just you don't identify as anything, but it's using this for problem solving so you can move from underdog to champion. And then once you become a champion, then there becomes this give back part of, I need to help other people. I need to support the people around me. And that's when you move into superhero. So, and, from a personal standpoint, that's what we do for businesses. We love working with businesses that have like phenomenal products or services, but no visibility. And we help them on that journey from underdog to champion. And then, we do require that they have this give back component where they become superheroes and they become role models for the rest of the world of like how to treat employees, how to have sustainable businesses, how to have everybody live their best life. And so that's part of my why is why I'm doing this. Why is because I would love to bring this into businesses. I believe there's a whole model around taking things that go wrong and immediately flipping them into opportunities, doing brainstorming and getting the positive out of every negative, which is what this whole program is about. It's, and so let's start with my why. So I had this crazy childhood. So nothing ever happened to my friends. Nothing ever happened to my sisters, and everything happened to Julie. And, you won't believe the things that happened to me. So it was, and we'll go through those stories because they're really interesting stories. Like you start like hearing all the things that happened to me and you're like, oh my gosh. And so I belong to this organization called Entrepreneurs Organization, and we have to give our lifeline. And I got to the age of 7 and everybody's looking at me like, oh my gosh, how come you're like so normal? How come you're not broken? And that's the whole premise of my why. So all these crazy traumatic things happened to me as a child. And when I was 12 years old, at the time I wasn't religious, I would say, but I was very spiritual in that I believed in God and I talked to God. I felt Jesus was just somebody in the middle of it. And so I talked directly to God. And so I went up to the top of this hill behind our house because we lived in this village in England and it was really picturesque. And I laid at the top of this hill and I'm like on the ground and I felt really close to the sky and I felt really close to the ground. And I said, why are all these crazy things happening to me? And that was exactly the answer that came back. And I'm like, my question was exactly that. It was, why am I not broken? Like all these horrible things that happened to me. And it's like, why am I not broken? And the epiphany, the answer I got back was because you're supposed to talk about it. So that's why I'm here. And this is my life purpose. And my entire life has been about putting the pieces together about what I'm supposed to talk about. And what's the really cool part about this is that when this part of you, this creativity, this real you, this authentic, this part that can never be hurt is always perfect. It's not broken in any way whatsoever. And the life experiences that you have are not done to you, they're done for you. And it's a whole different premise that like everything that has happened to you is to support your journey, your path, who you are. And then to be here and figuring out who your passions are, who you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to do. So the whole premise is that there's nothing wrong with you. You just have maybe a broken processor. And that's your thinking, your thoughts, your head. And the really cool thing about it is all the new neuroscience is about neuroplasticity, which is we can retrain our brains. We can absolutely. And through all the programs, through my figuring this all out, is how to retrain your brain, how to get what you want, how to start living from this place, how to just really hack life and just get rid of all those things in your head that say are broken. But at the end of the day, it's not real. Like basically it's a thought processor that's broken, and you get back to what's real and what's true, and there's nothing wrong. And that's really what it comes down to. There is nothing wrong. There is nothing broken. You are experiencing exactly what you're supposed to be experiencing. This is your life journey. This is your lesson. And that's why, so Nick over here in the pod studio said, I should talk more about the alien theory. So hi, Nick. So anyway, so my alien theory, and this, I have millions of theories, absolutely millions of theories. I've come up with theories and I test them and I test them and I test them. But I love my alien theory because what it is that we're just getting back to that essence of who we were created from, this energy, this greater intelligence that just everything flows with, nature flows with it, this greater intelligence. Everything is part of this. And we are actually, this is a punishment for aliens, is to come have this whole human experience and all the drama and all the pain and the physical and everything we go through that we struggle with. And then, the whole goal of it is to get back to your inner alien, that there's nothing wrong with you. And you really were just put here as a punishment, and just how to get through it. And I love that whole theory because, what I hate is that, people are so polarized today, and, this is religion, this is that, this is, and it's like, no, it isn't. It's just a thing, So I love throwing the alien theory out there because it just says we don't know what it is. We don't. And we can make fun of it. We can come up with fun theories. But what we can test is, this happened, I got this experience. This happened, I got this result. And that's what we really want to focus on here is, how does it work? What are the mechanics of it? And how do we get the best results out of this? And then how do we really get in touch with who we are? What makes us happy? And so, once you start living from this place, so let's say you become a master of this, you're a master of just getting into the creative flow and, just using it and starting solving your problems, and you're living from this place, you're connecting with deep connections and everything. Like I said, what comes out of it is your life purpose. And the life purpose is, and I truly believe this is part of my alien theory, is they have like, it's like signing up for a cruise, do you want to go cruise the Mediterranean? Do you want to go cruise? What do you want to learn in this human lifetime? And they get to pick the life that they want to come into. And they get to, all that experience is all part of the journey. And once you realize that, hey, maybe this isn't being done to me, it's being done for me, and this is part of the journey. Everything that's happened to me is part of a bigger plan, part of a life path, part of something that's supposed to happen. And then when you start to see all of the things together and say, oh, all these horrible things that happened to me are actually part of this. And then what is my passions? What ignites me? What makes me sing from the center of my soul? And those passions then all become your life purpose, your life journey, your life path. And then how can I build a life around doing those things that make me really, really, really happy? So part of my journey has been, developing these theories, collecting answers. And if everything has been around what feels good, what doesn't feel good, what creates pain, what makes the pain go away, what's mental struggle, and what's taking energy away and what's bringing energy in, and what's fueling me, what's that fuel to get to the next level. And so then everything has been an experiment. The entire life has been an experiment. And it's like, how can I engineer the best possible life for me, that I'm happy and not sad? And then how can I engineer the best possible life for the people around me? And those will be a lot of my stories because they're really fantastic stories when I start talking about the people around me. So this started with my daughters. This whole program really started with my daughters. And I have one daughter that went into the gifted program. And then I had another daughter that got boxed out of the gifted program. And the gifted program in school, they taught them pretty much what I'm going to teach you here, which is how to think outside the box, how to think creatively, how to bring creativity into problem solving, how to use these tools. But it's only taught it to the gifted kids, and it's not taught in regular school. And then, and that basically you have, and they're kind of like the gifted kids are like, you have the potential to do anything. You could be an entrepreneur. You could build a business. And the regular kids are, oh, you're just going to learn math and English, and it's really unfortunate. So I was mentioning this to my sister. So my kids went through public school. I'm all about normal lives, normal experiences, nothing about status in any of my world or whatever. So, but I have a sister that her kids went to private schools, and one went to a normal private school and one went to a really elite private school. And my sister said, oh my gosh, that is my biggest pet peeve. She said the really elite private school was all about this. It was teaching, out of the box thinking, creativity, problem solving, how to, just engineer your best life, blah, blah, blah. And then the regular private school didn't teach any of that. And she said, I was so disgusted with it because I think everybody needs to learn this. And so between seeing what my children went through and then seeing this, it's like, oh my gosh, I have got to do this. I have got to tell everybody what they've taught the really rich kids or the really smart kids. I've got to, this is my life purpose, is to bring this. And then again, my life purpose, and then bring all the pieces together, like how do we connect all the dots and everything? So I started, the biggest discovery for me was, about 8 years ago, I discovered this program called The Three Principles, and it's 3p.org. And it's a whole program that explains about how thinking works. How does thought work? How does subconscious work? And we're not really taught how our brains work and how our thinking works. And it just really is a whole program about how to get out of your head. But it didn't tell you, once you got out of your head, like what you do or how to do it or how to hack it or like the things I'm telling. But it just was really a program that taught you that the reality we think, what we experience, the reality we think is not real. So our reality isn't real. It's just really our brain's processing it. It's an interpretation of it. That's not real. What I see and what you see when we look at something is totally different. You might get really upset by it. I might be elated by it. We all experience a different reality, but none of our realities are real. And so this program teaches you how to get out of your head. So I'm like, this is it. This is the key. This is everything. So I started talking about this to my friends. I started talking about it to my family. And everybody looked at me like I was off my rocker, like absolutely off my rocker. They're like, this doesn't make any sense. My best friend was really struggling. I took her there and she's like, oh, this is all astrophysics. I'm not going to listen to this. This is way over my head. I'm not listening to this. I introduced my sister to it, who really needed this, really, really needed this. And she's like, oh, this is just mindfulness. I've practiced mindfulness for years. And everybody I talked to about it that could really use it and could really help it and how it could benefit them, like everybody just said, they dismissed me. They dismissed everything. And so I went back to the people. So we have a class in Akron that meets like every Thursday, and I call it Happy Class because it's all about becoming happy, because once you realize everything in your head isn't real, all of a sudden it takes all the weight out of it. And you're just like, it's just, oh, okay. So like all the drama going on, all the pain, all the suffering, that's not real. Like, yes, that's not real. So, but nobody would listen to me. Like nobody would get it. So I decided, I went back and I'm like, man, I'm really struggling. I really think that this program can really help everybody around me. And I'm like, I'm really struggling to even have anybody even listen to me. And they're like, yeah, that's how it is. You just you just have to kind of be a role model, and you have to be happy, and things that should really like destroy you, like just knock the wind out of your socks, like your parents dying or your business going kaput or anything, or, you're losing your biggest customer or anything like that. The things that are most devastating in your life, you're just like, they're a breeze, and you're not taken down by it. You don't have all that emotional weight. Again, we're getting back to pre-adulting, where the weight of bills, the weight of everything is like lifted, and you're living in this childlike wonder, but highly, highly productive adult in this childlike wonder. So, and they're like, you just have to live it. You just have to be that role model. And then people will say, wow, Julie's always happy. She's always passionate. What's going on with Julie? And then they will discover it through you. So that's why I'm doing the podcast. This is my why. So I feel like if I tell people my stories, if I tell them, yes, I should be completely broken, I should be really effed up, I should not be functioning at the level I'm functioning at. I should be destroyed, and I am living my best life. And my people, everybody around me is living their best lives. Like everybody around me is like, oh my gosh, like they're just such, just great relationships. And so I have to be the role model. I have to be the role model for entrepreneurs. I have to be the role model for my children. I have to be the role model for my husband and for other couples. And so this is it. So, my decision was just to live it and to create success everywhere I went. And then to show other people how to live it and how to create success everywhere they can go. And so, and the things I'm really focusing on are, the things that cause psychic pain. So loneliness, aging. There's so much drama in our head about aging. And I love aging. I absolutely love it. And I want to, and loneliness, there's no reason for people to be lonely. Let's just build communities that support each other. And then the entrepreneurial journey is such a beautiful journey, starting your own business, my gosh. And it doesn't have to, you have your core job, you do this on the side. But the entrepreneurial journey, creating something that's, never been done before, solving problems. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. And so my goal is to help those things, educational programs, and use this program to solve some of the basic fundamental things that we have. And then inspire people based on their passions to solve the problems they face in their world and their communities. And, just using this, tapping into all the answers, because the coolest thing in the flow in this idea channel is that you have access to exactly the same things. Einstein, Michelangelo, the great brains, the great minds, depending on your passions and where you're going, you can tap into all those people of the past and get access to everything they had access to. The problem is when you get these ideas, what do you do with these ideas then to turn them into something? How do you test them? And this program is going to be about that, how to test the ideas, how to test what would be a legitimate business. If you're going to start operating from your soul and your passions, what would work, and what can you actually monetize, and how can that work for you? So the goal is to help everybody with that. The entrepreneurial journey, all the things in life that carry tremendous psychic weight, how do we just get rid of it? So that's the goal. And we all get back to pre-adulting. So we actually, if you didn't have to worry about money and bills and responsibilities, if you didn't have to worry about any of those, would you be happier, and could you enjoy life more? So it's pre-adulting, but being an adult, but being a hyper-performance adult in pre-adulting. So that's what we're doing. That's everything this program is going to be about. And so at the end of the day, everything negative that happens is an opportunity. And then how do you take that opportunity? This is part of your life journey, it's part of your life path. How do you flip it, the negative, faster and faster and faster and faster and faster, so that you become Teflon? Like, there is no physical pain attached to the past and to the things that have happened to you in the past. Nothing has any hold on you anymore. There is no physical pain of worry of, I can't do this. There's no physical pain attached to anything, and everything is an opportunity. And what would make you happy is the criteria that you're measuring everything against. Hi, it's me, Julie. This program and our future endeavors to make this world a better place are supported by my business, 𝗟𝗿𝗲𝗄𝗃, an exceptional marketing agency. Hire us to develop a highly creative marketing campaign that will feature on this show and give you amazing visibility. And a portion of the profits go to this programming. So go to 𝗟𝗿𝗲𝗄𝗃.com and let's talk about your business and how we can help you. So it's very, very cool. Like you wouldn't believe cool. So, and I hope this opens up a world for you. And I hope you join me for the next episode. And again, it's underdogscreate.com, or, follow me on the socials. And, we're going to go into the next episode, and the next episode is going to be how to do this, what the hack looks like. Thank you.